Testing. Good morning. Good morning. How are we all doing today? Johnny here with the LTE team. And if you don't know what that is, then definitely consider subscribing and joining our Discord. But it's our Learn to Earn team. We go live every morning, Monday through Friday with them. It is January 7th, 2026. It is a Wednesday, and the market opens in about 5 minutes. It is 7:25 my time, and I want to welcome you all to another live stream. Link is shared, and we are live. So welcome. We are watching the market overall drop a little bit. It is below the moving average at the moment on QQQ, trying to get back above the moving average, which it can do very easily. I'd love to see it break. I'd love to see this get rejected and break this low of 621 for a new low. Doesn't mean it has to happen. Bitcoin also selling off overnight from highs of 93,700 yesterday to lows of 91,000 at time of this recording or live stream. I am in on a light position here. We were up about $30 and I did not take profits. So we are holding this MSTZ position, which is shorting MSTR. For all of you know, I've been shorting this quite frequently lately and been rather enjoying it. I'd love to see MSTR come down a little bit more today, as MSTZ would push up. Doesn't mean it has to happen, but I'd love to see if there is a little bit more potential, especially since Bitcoin is now below this 200-day moving average. It had a nice pump from 86,000 to 88, all the way up to 94. We have a double top rejection here at 94,300, and it got some support here yesterday morning, popped up, made a lower high, and now it is below the moving average. It tried to get back above it this morning and got rejected again, and I'd love to see some more selling pressure. Now there is a bit of support right around this level. As you can see, there is a little bit of support here. So I want to make sure we do our part by making sure that we don't get a bounce at this level due to previous resistance. As you can see there, Bitcoin had previous resistance and then a breakout. Now it's testing it as a support. If it holds as support, this can actually rally back up to highs, and if it could break support, then we can see some new lows on Bitcoin itself. So excited to see what happens with Bitcoin today, and hopefully we get a nice little rejection on that candle. But the move honestly already kind of happened. Pre-market buying at 1375, pushing up to 1490. 1482 was a nice $100 move right there if you had 100 shares. So buying in a little bit early. I do like this crossover potential here for MSTZ. So we are just watching this as the market is about to open. QQQ struggling to get above this moving average. Again, if it can't hold and it gets rejected, we could see a lower low, and that's exactly what I want to happen. So all right, market opens in about 1 minute. All right, QQQ trying to break that trend. Love to see another leg down for Bitcoin. For some reason my alert did not go off. Okay, market is open. MSTR is pushing up. Love to buy some more shares here at 14. We're going to buy some more down here at 14. Bitcoin is trying to rally off of this support level. And we could get a rally. I could be completely wrong with my trade plan. MSTR popping up. Highs of 168. Ooh, $13.99 would have been a nice low to buy. We bought right around 14. Here we go. Nice rejection from the high. Would have loved to have bought the top here. That would have been beautiful, around 13.80. Okay, Bitcoin is selling off. Love to see another strong rejection here. Another leg down by Bitcoin. QQQ also getting rejected. This is all based on the markets getting rejected, so would love to see it happen. Doesn't mean it has to happen right now in the next 30 minutes, but it is definitely possible. Looks like there's some strong rejection on 623 for QQQ. Bitcoin also trying to hold that support level here. Struggling a little bit. MSTR back down to those lows. So love to see it. A nice big pump up. And now getting rejected again. How scary was that, right? Did you guys see how much I was down? I was down over $75 at one point just now. And had a beautiful recovery back up to highs of $21, $25. So let's see how low this can sell off. If it can, doesn't mean it has to. It can definitely bounce right off of this level. And that's what I don't want to see. I don't want to see a full recovery here for Bitcoin. I want to see more of a rejection. Here we go, up 40. MSTR selling off with Bitcoin. Bitcoin coming back down. There we go. We're going to sell half right here at 2%. This is in that little overbought area. And again, I'm only looking to make about 2% profit. I'd love to make more if directions in my favor. Right now, it looks like Bitcoin is holding up very well right here. QQQ is actually pushing up, so that is not good to see for my trade plan to go into effect. Huge swings on this level. Looks like Bitcoin is going to recover. We were up $45 at one point. We did sell about half of our position up at the top at 1480. Love to see Bitcoin sell off a little bit more. QQQ is pushing up very nicely. So it did not get rejected. Could still come down, could also push up. So we want to make sure we do our part by making sure we manage our risk. From lows of $75 to highs of almost $45 to now only have about $10, $5. Probably that would have probably been a good idea to sell at that high. Here we go, Bitcoin pushing up. Can still get some rejection, but looks like it is finding some support right here at 91,000. Not what I wanted to see. Did a good job by buying the dip, the low. Did a good job by selling the high. We just didn't sell all of the high. Now Bitcoin could still get rejected throughout the day. Doesn't mean it has to. We could see some new lows. And we could see it go right back up to that resistance level. We are looking to trade a breakout. So QQQ doing a good job holding at this level. MSTR is getting rejected now again. Okay, we're seeing another drop here. Let's see if we can get another leg down. That'd be beautiful to see. Up 1% or $20. Yeah, it was crazy how we were down literally $75 right at the open, and we were comfortable and confident enough to just hold. I am trading MSTZ today. We already had 137 shares at one point, and we already locked in 50 shares of profit. Love to see another leg down. Is it going to be a day for that? Let's see. Strong rejection by Bitcoin. Love to see this continue to push down. QQQ seems to be trying to hold around 623.60. Love to see Bitcoin come down just a little bit more here. Another little leg down, another little rejection. What a move, though. What a crazy move. Sold all the way down at 1378, popped all the way back up to 1483. That was a $100 move in 3 minutes. Now just kind of floating above this moving average here. Love to see MSTR get rejected one more time. but we need Bitcoin to get rejected as well. Has a little room to move. It is below the moving average currently at the moment, so but I'm not liking all this consolidation previously. This thing could definitely fly. Go, we're only up $2 now. At one point we're up 47. Still early in the day though. Still very early. Show trading. Buy, buy, buy. I bought the dip at 1407 down here, right when it pulled back. And then I sold 50 shares at 1472, which was way up here. So I did a good job buying low, selling high. Should have been more patient though. I could have bought more shares down here and sold more shares up here, locking in closer to $45. So could have did a better job by being just a little bit more patient on that trade. Love to see this get rejected just a little bit more. QQQ pushing up to new highs from yesterday's level. So it looks like this is going back up to 625.52 potentially. And Bitcoin is also pushing up. Testing this moving average here. Love to see a strong rejection off of it. Doesn't mean it has to happen. Trying to be patient. We just hit our basically 1% stop loss here. See if it bounces one more time. Gets rejected one more time. That'd be nice. $91. Let's see if we get that rejection candle here. QQQ is very bullish today. Oh, I didn't realize that it was public. Go ahead and put that back to unlisted. It was public because I did a public live stream yesterday, so let me go ahead and put that back to unlisted for our Discord members. Help make them feel special. Okay, MSTR is up to highs of 166. Love to see this get rejected now at this point. Doesn't mean it has to. Now would be the area to potentially buy some more. Want to see Bitcoin sell off just a little bit more. And again, it doesn't have to. Definitely being more patient. That nice low right here to that high was beautiful. 100 shares here to there, $100 in just, geez, like 3 minutes. It was not a bad trade at all. I did lock in half of my profits up here. Let's see, what's my cost basis? Cost basis is 1445, so it is a bit high for my cost basis. But this would be the area that I'd buy anyways, around this $14 level to get to that high of around 15, 16. Doesn't mean it has to happen today, no. I believe we'll get a rejection candle here. Should begin to pull back, which would be lovely, as Bitcoin seems to be significantly pulling back. QQQ is still holding very well at 624.50. I'd love to see this overbought reversal play out to where it begins to retrace, bringing everything else down with it. Go ahead and look at open. Open selling off. Sound also selling off today. Bull selling off. LUNR selling off. SoFi not really doing much, but it already had its sell off yesterday. CMG pushing up from 38.80 to 39.50. Nice little move there. Intel also pushing up from 40 to 42.20. PayPal selling off. Hood selling off back to support levels here, right around 118. Nvidia selling off, recovering, and now just kind of consolidating within that range. Lululemon below the moving average, selling off. Amazon pushing up. Looks like it is struggling to get back above that resistance level here. If you guys can see that to the left, we'll see if it does. Apple getting rejected off of a previous support level, now acting as a resistance, trying to hold above the moving average around 261. Apple could be a nice little swing trade at these lows. Google pushing up from 314, testing moving average as a support and bouncing to 321.68. That's a nice move. Tesla somewhat consolidating, not much movement there. And Microsoft pushing from 477 to 485. So there's a few companies that resulted in QQQ pushing up this morning overall. Bitcoin pushing up. Bitcoin did push up again slightly. I want to see Bitcoin get rejected. It doesn't mean it has to. We got one more chance to see if it will get rejected off of this moving average here. And it could just be me and my bias wanting to hold it, because this could actually shoot back up to 92, 92.5. MA's at 92.26. 92.26 would be right around here. So it does have the potential to pop up. Oh wait, that's weird. 92.25, my bad. 92.25, right around there. So it does have the potential to bounce up a little bit more. And this could have a strong rally to the upside. Do not copy this trade, guys. It's a very risky trade. I'm looking for a rejection here. Buying at 1380 would have been nice. And locking in profits where I locked it in would have been nice too. You know, up $44 on the day, I should have just took it. So it's weird, the days that I lock in profits too soon are the days I need to hold. And the days that I need to lock in profits sooner are the days that I need to, right? I could have held this all day yesterday, been up $200 and not even had to do a trade today. I locked in profits way too early, locking in 40 bucks or 2%. Today, I could have did a better job locking in profits, and now I'm holding, trying to figure out, do I give back the $40 I made? Do I hold so that way it can rally? I even told myself I didn't want to go full size today, just in case there was a pullback. I didn't want to miss the rally if it were to push up with only 50 shares, so I bought 50 more shares at 14.72 after I bought 50 shares at 14.47. So could have did a better job by locking in that initial 20 bucks, waiting for this pullback, and then instead of buying, 37 shares at 14.07, I could have bought closer to 87 shares at 14.07. Had a nice low average, 14.47. Probably could have had a better low average around 14.20, and then sold 87 shares at 14.72. So definitely could have did a better job today. Now this trade still can play out. Doesn't have to, but it still could play out. We could get some rejection off of this 45 EMA. This could still have another leg down. Doesn't mean it has to, but it definitely could. It's still below the moving average. It's still early. But man, what a trade. What a trade again, to buy at the top and then buy some at the bottom and then sell some at the top. That was, what, 65-cent difference from the low to the high. 65 cents. And we'd actually be down more if I didn't lock in some profits up here and sell 50 shares. So we'll see if we get another rejection. Looks like this is actually beginning to curl over. The overall market's curling over. QQQ looks like it was also trying to curl over, but it looks like it's trying to find some support here. And we knew that could happen. We knew support would play a factor, as there was a lot of resistance here. There was a nice little bounce right there. And potentially right here, you have a double top, you got a double bottom, a lot of consolidation right in this range. It's looking like a bounce. Let's delete that right there. A beautiful little bounce right there off of that level. Like, look at this consolidation right here. There's a lot of consolidation here to where you would think this would be a good move. There was some rejection there, some rejection there previously, but then you get bounces here. Get another nice bounce here, even though it's below that moving average. A lot of rejection here as well. That's why I didn't mind buying, thinking that it could get rejected. Now, of course, patterns do tend to repeat themselves, but at the same time, they could eventually fade away and make new patterns. So I want you guys to be aware of that. Seeing a lot of rejection right here, and even right here. Got some rejection right there, but also doing a good job bouncing off of these levels, like almost beautifully. It's like clockwork. Just beautiful pivot points. Now, it is still early in the day. We could see another move back up. Would have loved to buy more shares at this low. MSTR is up 6% today already. Big rejection yesterday, big recovery, some rejection, testing, and now a recovery here. Big green candle. We could have a breakout moment here. There we go. Looks like it's going to break. And we are holding this. I don't know why we're even holding this anymore. We're hoping for a break for this resistance. This is where people would begin buying around 1330s. Looks like there is a new support or potential support level around that level. Yep, as you can see, a lot of consolidation around that level as well again. Doesn't mean it has to hold. And you guys get to see me go against my trade plan. We're already down 4% here. Bitcoin to 92. MSTR just hit 170. And I even told myself I might not trade today. I'm just going to show up. And what a move. What a move. What a fake out here. And this can happen. These fake outs can definitely happen to where everything's setting up for a nice move up like it did yesterday. And it can completely go against you. Go from above the moving average to completely below the moving average. And I knew that could happen, especially here with this support level. Support level being here for Bitcoin, MSTR selling off to 161 and then recovering to 170. What a move. What a move. And Bitcoin didn't rally that much compared to earlier today. MSTR back to where it was pre-market. So we're still seeing some rejection at this level. Love to see some more rejection. But if we get a break above, then we can be in trouble here. Rajush said, I can't able to trade MSTZ. I don't know why. I'm using cash account with Interactive Broker. I'm not sure why either, my friend. I'm not too sure either. What's the overall market doing? QQQ. Somewhat got that 3 stages of reversal now. Overbought level may begin to sell off here. And it could just rally the whole day. Like it did yesterday. It just completely rallied all day long. Now there is some slight resistance around 625. Is what it looks like. There is some resistance around that level from a few days ago at 625. So we'll see if that plays a factor. Looks like it is bouncing right off of 625, so we could see this come back down just a little bit. Or it could push right through that level. Bitcoin moving up from lows of 91 to now 91.9. MSTR slightly getting rejected. Looks like Bitcoin's going to make somewhat of a full recovery here. Love to see some more rejection. See, when I draw the trend line for the moving average anyways, this is what it's looking like. So it's opening up more for the bears, or for the bulls. In my opinion. Ooh. Can't grab this line now. Starting to see like a line like this. It's getting rejected, but it's also not making any new lows from where it was previously. Love to see another big leg down. MSTR sell off. Doesn't mean it has to happen just because I want to see it happen. Another weird divergence here. Oh, QQQ curling over. Bye, honey. Have a good day. Love you too. Kiddo's going to school. It's 8 o'clock. QQQ selling off from that 625 level down to 623.70. Bitcoin back down to 91.6. And here we go. Let's see if we can get a nice big rejection off of MSTR. At one point we were down $90 or almost 5%. Now we're only down about 60. Looking to see a recovery. Here we go. We might see another break of pattern here. Another leg down for Bitcoin potentially. I'd love to see that leg down. Look at that sharp red candle. It could happen so fast. Could happen so fast, guys. Or it's going to retest. Let's get a nice drop below. MSTR selling off as well. There we go. Now we're only down about 50. Could have been more patient on this trade. Buying at 13.25. So tomorrow, that's exactly what I'm going to do. No matter the direction that the market takes, I'm going to be patient. Not every day needs to be a trading day. Not every day needs to be so rushed. Now, we did a great job. You know, at one point, we were up $45. Should have took the 2% and locked in all the profit. But again, we could see another leg down. We could see a pretty sharp leg down, and we could be up a decent amount. We're doing a good job right now by maintaining our composure, by being patient, seeing if this trade can still play out in our favor. I mean, this can still technically be $100 or $200 day. It really can. Especially if Bitcoin sells off dramatically. We can get a nice push back up to 15s. I mean, we could be sitting very pretty here in a minute. But we're going to need to see that leg down by Bitcoin here. less consolidation and more of a leg down. Looks like QQQ is trying to hold now. A lot of consolidation at this level, bouncing off a 623.50. See if it can maintain or if we're going to get another leg down. Still a very early day indeed. Love to see another leg down by Bitcoin. One more solid leg down. MSTR will sell off even more. Down about 2%. And again, I really only like to be down about 1% on the day. Doesn't mean it has to happen. Bitcoin with another push potentially. Let's get that leg down, guys. Another strong leg down. So there's plenty of room to move on the 1 hour to 90,000. It's just messing with us right now at this point. MSTR trying to push. Do I just take my $2 loss? Or not $2, my 2% loss. I think we'd be patient here. A little more patience will pay off. This is pushing up. Bitcoin is slightly pushing up and MSTR is not. MSTR is struggling. Let's go. Another rejection. People are beginning to short MSTR. Almost back to break even. Down about 28 bucks. 30 bucks. Man, what a beautiful play here from 13.25 to 14. That even right there is another $75 in profit. MSTR is selling off even though Bitcoin is at a low. Down 1% or 20 bucks. MSTR broke below that EMA support. And here we go, strong rejection from 170. Big rejection here. Look at that, beautiful. Only down $8 now. I could live with that. Now that's something I could live with, only being down about 8 bucks. Very nice recovery. MSTR selling off from highs of 170 back down to 164. I don't like how volatile this company is. This thing is moving. So we're in the green. Were for just a second. I don't like the direction this is going. So I'm actually going to sell 50 shares right here. Although this can sell off more, I'm actually going to be more comfortable just getting out of this position. It's not in my favor. Bitcoin could definitely push back up. MSTR could sell off, but we could also see a strong rejection here. Only sold 10 shares? That's weird. There we go. We're going to sell 50 shares right there at the top. Got 27 shares left. I'm just going to take the break-even trade on the day. Honestly, that was a really bad trade. What a crazy, crazy trade to take. Yeah, MSTR is selling off. But this thing can literally pop right back up if it wants. I just didn't like it today. What a weird trade. What a weird trade. By being patient, we could have actually locked in a lot more money. We could have also lost a lot of money by selling at this low. Like, look at this. This is insane. Buying at 1407, selling at 1472. That right there was $50 in profit. And then it sold all the way off. At one point we were down $90 we were down. And now I went back to break even. Selling 50, 60, 70, 77 shares at basically break even. Went up another 20 cents. So yeah, I could have made about $20, $20 to $40 just now by just holding it. But just as fast as it recovers, it could sell off and it could recover. It could have recovered right here and we'd be back in the exact same spot, down $40, down $50. Look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is holding very well above this support level. I do not like that. I wanted to see a crash. QQQ doing a great job holding these levels and potentially going to break out of this resistance. It could recover right here and go all the way back up. This is a very volatile company. So with that said, you know, we locked in $3 today. From being up $50 to being down 90 to now seeing a full recovery to where if we would have just held these shares, we could have been up another 50, right? 31, 31, 31. So I had 87 shares, 87 and 55 cents. Yeah, like 40 something dollars. $47. So could have been up 50 bucks just now today by just holding. But that's the thing about trading sometimes. Like it's insane how we were down 90 to a swing of up 50. How we were up 50 to a swing of 90. That was a $130 swing. $130, $140 swing to the downside. And then for it to go from 1325 to a full recovery to 1450, 1460. That's insane. What is that? $1.50 a move? $1.40 a move. Beautiful for anyone who traded this today. Beautiful, beautiful move. What did I do good? Well, I was patient enough to not sell or get upset or get discouraged and sell at the all-time low point. What I could have did better was wait for this break to see it push up, and that would have been a nice $50 day. Man, also buying too heavy. I told myself I was going to buy 50 shares and that was it. I knew there'd be a drop. I could have bought more down here. So at 1447, let's see, 1447, which was up here. Wait, 1447, down here. Down to 1325. I probably wouldn't have got a perfect buy, but say 1340, 1340, 1440. You know, my average could have been like $14. And then I would have had 100 shares at $14. It now pushes up to $15, $100. Bought another 37 at 1407. So yeah, just overall could have done a better job with this trade in general. 1430s, 1435. What was my average? Let's see. Cost basis 1445. So I honestly just wanted to get out. 1445, holding those shares at 134 shares at one point. 60 bucks. I locked in 20 or 40. Another 50 cents. Yeah, crazy. And still pushing. Bitcoin must have broke. It broke below a little. It's gonna break below a little bit here. And I would love to see a big leg down. MSTR from highs of 170 to now lows of 160. Now below its moving average. Beautiful. A beautiful trade. And I self-sabotaged the trade setup. A beautiful trade setup, and I somehow still managed to mess it up. Sometimes you're gonna feel like that. 1522. Oh man. 3141. I had 40 shares at 31. 40, 50, 60, 77 at 35. So my average sell was around 35. Right where that moving average is. Ooh. 89 cents. $87 shares, $77. Could have been another easy $70 day. And look what I got. I got about $3. So I'm going to close this position. MicroStrategy, incredibly bearish. We didn't lose money, but we didn't really make any money either. Look at that, Bitcoin selling off. Right back to these levels. I need to do a better job by not buying at the all-time high. But this is the move I was waiting for. This is the move I thought it was going to make over here. Then it sold off, and now it's pushing up. This is the exact move I didn't want to miss out on. And I'm missing out on it. Crazy. But that's going to wrap up our live stream. We've been live for 55 minutes. Some days are winners, some days are not. I could have did a lot better job on a few things. Either way though, I'm going to take this as a break-even day. We still made $4, but $4 is nothing compared to 70 or 100. or even almost $200 now. Look at that. From lows of 13.20, even 13.30 to now 15.30, $2 per share. Another $200 day potentially, just like yesterday. Another solid $200, and I sold way too early twice. Great trade setups, poor execution, and we lived to trade another day. Hey, we could have been down 90. So we did a great job by, thank you. Wife brought me some coffee, my beautiful wife. And yeah, we could have did, we could have been down 100 and we could have been a lot worse off. We could have been down full size, 5%. Could have even been down 3%, 4%, 5%. You saw the entire recovery. You got to see my emotions behind it. You got to see how I react when I'm down $90. My reaction is a lot different now compared to, months ago, or even a year or two ago, or even weeks ago, right? So my trade plan was there. I stuck to it. I did not like the fact that Bitcoin was holding up at these levels for so long. Now it finally broke the support level that I was hoping it would break, and that's just it. My trade plan actually worked. My trade plan was there. And did I execute poorly? Yes, I executed very poorly. Very poor execution here. Right here was good. I could have locked in the $40 and still been happy, up 2% on the day. But being down 90 and then doing a full recovery and being able to make another 70 on top is just insane to me. So we're going to go do something else. Like always, there's no point in staring at the charts or beating yourself up. And there's no point to beat ourselves up. We did a great job by still being profitable. We still did a good job by managing our risk. We still had a great plan, just poor execution. So what a day indeed. Another $200 day missed. So you got to see my thought behind it all. You got to see why I even locked in profits here. This could have rejected and then made another leg down, and we could have been down $100, $200. So again, not the best trade, but still got some practice for when these $200 days start making, when I start being more consistently locking in these $200 days. So crazy how many days you can miss, how much opportunity is out there, and it's amazing to see the potential to be able to make the $200, to see the trade plan play out. Now it's all about, fine-tuning those skills, making sure that we do the right things so that way we can make those $200 days. And we're right there, guys. It's in sight. I mean, we are so freaking close. So appreciate your time. I'm going to go do anything else. It's usually time for me to walk, run, or work out. Today is a pool day. So I'm doing a new thing where Mondays are push day. Tuesdays are a kind of a light zone 2 run. Wednesdays is a pool day where I do pool exercises like back and biceps. Push days, of course, is your chest, triceps, and shoulders. And then tomorrow will be a little bit higher up run, like more sprint intervals. So I'll go to the track and I'll sprint the 100-yard straightaway, walk the turn, run and sprint straightaway, and I'll do that for a total of usually between like 4 and 8 times. And then on Friday it's Thursday it's leg day, and then Friday will be, or no, that's not right. Thursday is our intervals. Friday is leg day, and then Saturday we wrap up the week with a nice long zone 2 run. It's longer run than on Tuesday. So instead of running about 2 to 3 miles on a Tuesday, our Saturday run, it's more like 4 miles plus. And I seem to be liking this split a little bit more than other splits I've done. I've tried um, the traditional strength training, and I've also done the 3-day push pull leg. Um, I've done a lot of different splits, but I seem to like this one more. I noticed when I run, I really enjoy running, which is odd because I used to like running before when I was younger. So getting back into that is really nice. And yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing over the next probably 8 weeks to slim back down. We did a really quick bulk from uh, 170 to 185. It was like a 15-pound bulk in a stretch of about 2 months or 8 weeks, and didn't really enjoy it. So we're doing a quick cut, going from that 185 down back to 170, maybe a little lower, maybe like 165. But we already crossed over 178. So we've already lost 8 pounds. So we're making gains in the market. We're making gains with our overall health. And that's what it's all about. So I believe I'm going to Pueblo this afternoon to do some other basically business out there. And yeah, I will go live with you guys a little later on today. I still want to do a live stream, some sort of helpful video. Maybe we'll talk about this recap. I'm sure we will. And if you guys have any questions and you want to share them or ask, make sure you do so in the live stream later on today. So thank you guys for your time. Like always, remember, let's end the year on a green note.